They said my baby was gone. No photos, no goodbyes. Then I found her face online, alive. What else had they hidden from me? The truth shattered everything I believed. My baby died the day she was born. At least that's what they told me. I watched your eyes shift in the rearview mirror when I said that, Frankie. You didn't ask me to explain, but you didn't have to. I've never said it out loud before. Not like this. Not to anyone. But you're a cab driver in New York. You've heard it all, right? Except maybe this. I was 17, a preacher's daughter from Alabama. My parents were the kind of conservative that made you wear ankle-length skirts and say grace before drinking orange juice. So when I told them I was pregnant, they looked at me like I was the devil himself. They didn't scream, they didn't cry, they just decided. It was spring when they shipped me off. Said I'd spend the last few months of the pregnancy with a cousin up north. But there was no cousin, just a place. Quiet, clean, hidden. A private clinic where girls like me waited out our shame. The nurses were kind mostly, but they weren't allowed to get too close. No photos, no baby shower, just white walls, soft voices, and prayers I didn't believe in anymore. When the contractions started, they wheeled me into a room that smelled like bleach and lavender. I begged to see her. I screamed it. But after she was born, they told me she didn't make it. A stillbirth, they said. You don't need to see her like that, they said. They never let me hold her, never let me name her. When I got back home, it was like it had never happened. My mother redecorated my room. My father said we would never speak of it again, and we didn't. Not once. But she was always with me, in the way I flinched at lullabies, in the ache I felt whenever I saw a mother kiss her daughter's forehead. She was a ghost I carried everywhere. 16 years passed. I went to college, got a job, dated a man long enough to almost marry him before I realized I didn't know how to love properly anymore. I kept everything on the surface because digging deeper meant unearthing her. Then one night, scrolling through Facebook after a glass of wine too many, I saw a photo. It was on a friend's page. Someone had tagged a girl in a group photo from a school play. And there she was. Frankie, she looked just like me. Same eyes, same chin, same tiny dimple when she smiled. And her birthday? The same. To the day. I don't even remember clicking. My hands were shaking so bad, but I ended up on her profile. 16 years old, lives in upstate New York, adoptive parents, no mention of a sister. One public post with a baby picture, newborn wrapped in pink. The caption said, "Welcome home, baby girl, 3/19, the best day of our lives." March 19th, my daughter's birthday. I couldn't breathe. I messaged her, then deleted it, then messaged again. And that's when the unraveling started, because Frankie, my baby, didn't die. They stole her from me. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just sat there, staring at the screen, clicking through every photo I could find on her profile. There she was, my daughter, 16 years old. Her name was Ava. God, even the name hit me like a punch. I never got to name her. I had names picked out. Ava was one of them. She had my eyes, same almond shape, same amber brown color. Her hair fell in messy waves down to her shoulders, just like mine at her age. Her smile was crooked, like mine. Her laugh, the way her cheeks creased, it was all me. It was unmistakable. She even had a tiny mole on her jawline, the exact same spot as mine. Same birthday. Same freaking birthday. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might throw up. 16 years I'd lived believing she was gone. 16 birthdays passed while I lit a candle for her in secret. 16 years carrying a grief so heavy it hollowed me out. And now, she was alive. I scrolled until I found the first post that tagged her, a group picture from a sweet 16 party. It was a friend's profile that led me to hers. I didn't even know the girl, just a random tag from one of those "Happy birthday to this queen" posts. It was pure accident. Or maybe not, maybe fate. I clicked on Ava's page, half expecting it to vanish. But there she was, real, tangible, alive, and happy. That hit me hardest. She looked happy, in pictures with a woman I assumed was her adoptive mom, They were laughing, hugging, baking together. One post had the caption, "Mom and Me Day, making the lemon bars I used to love as a little kid." Lemon bars. I used to make those with my grandmother. When I was pregnant, I craved them. Ate them almost every day near the end. My grandmother joked the baby would come out with powdered sugar on her nose. How would Ava even remember that? Was it some deep buried memory? Or had her adoptive mom, my mother, shared something they never should have known? I was spiraling, fast. I needed to know more. I clicked into her About section. Hometown, Madison, Wisconsin. I blinked. That's where I was sent when I was pregnant. My parents told everyone I was studying abroad for the semester. Some educational opportunity through church. What a joke. What it really was exile. They shipped me off to live with a distant cousin of my mother's. Her name was Carol. I barely knew her. She was cold, proper, and religious to the point of delusion. Her house smelled like bleach and boiled cabbage. I wasn't allowed a cell phone. I couldn't contact my friends. I wasn't allowed on the internet without her watching me. Everything about it felt like punishment. I wasn't a daughter anymore. I was a disgrace. They made that clear. Carol drove me to the clinic when it was time. She held my hand when I screamed during labor. I'll give her that. But afterward, she told me flatly, "The Lord gives and the Lord takes away." Then a nurse, one I never saw again, came in, avoided my eyes, and told me my baby hadn't made it. No details, no explanation, no body, no moment to say goodbye. I asked, begged to hold her. They said no. The grief hit like a car crash. But I was 17, scared and so damn alone. And my family? They didn't say one word about her again. When I came back home, it was like I'd been in a coma. Everyone pretended nothing had happened. No one dared mention the pregnancy. It was erased, like she never existed. And I let it happen. I was too broken to fight. But now I knew. She was born in Madison, raised there. And if she was in Madison, it meant she was never stillborn. She was adopted, which meant my family lied. They stole her. I wanted to scream. I wanted to drive to my parents' house and bang on their door and make them tell me everything. But it was 3 a.m. and all I could do was sit there shaking, flipping through pictures of a life I was never allowed to know. Ava was into photography. She played guitar. She posted short poems sometimes, stuff about loneliness and wondering where you really come from. One of them made my chest seize. I look like my mom, they say, but I've never seen her face. Does she miss me? Did she want me? Or am I just another ghost? I started crying. I mean, full-on, ugly sobbing, clutching my laptop like it might break. She was wondering about me. She felt it. And all this time, I thought she was dead. I needed answers, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, I wiped my face, grabbed my phone, and called the only person who might actually tell me the truth. My Aunt Lydia, my mom's older sister. The black sheep, the one who never really fit in with the family's Stepford ways. She picked up after 2 rings, sounding groggy. "Frankie," she mumbled. "No, it's me. I need to ask you something," I whispered. "Sweetheart? It's 3:15 in the morning. Are you okay?" "No," I said, my voice shaking. "I found her. Avenue, my daughter. She's alive." There was silence, a long, still silence. Then she sighed. "Oh, God." So she knew. She knew. I gripped the phone so hard my fingers ached. "Tell me the truth, all of it." I didn't know what they did. "Not at first," Lydia said. Her voice broke. "I only found out after. Your mom and dad, they said you weren't ready, that it was best for everyone. They handled everything." "They sold her," I spat. "They sold my baby like she was some family embarrassment." Lydia whispered. "They told the clinic to say she was stillborn. They paid off someone to make the paperwork disappear." My stomach turned. "They lied to me." "I'm so sorry," she said. "I wanted to tell you, for years, but they threatened to cut me off if I did. They said you were better off not knowing, said it would destroy you." I was already destroyed. That's when I knew. I couldn't go back to pretending. I couldn't sit with this secret another day. I had to find Ava, And this time, I wasn't going to let anyone stand in my way. I didn't go to work that day, I couldn't. Instead, I sat in my apartment with the blinds drawn, Ava's profile open on every device I owned, and a single burning question in my chest. How do you introduce yourself to the child you were told was dead? I couldn't stop thinking about her. Did she wonder about me? Hate me for not being there? Did she even know I existed? I typed a message to her, then deleted it, then typed it again. It read, "Hi Ava, this might sound crazy, but I believe I'm your birth mother. I was told you didn't survive the delivery, but I recently discovered that wasn't true. I don't want to scare you or disrupt your life. I just needed you to know I exist. If you want to talk, I'm here. If not, I understand." My hands hovered over the mouse. I was about to click send when a notification popped up. Ava is online. My heart thudded so loud I thought I might pass out. Before I could talk myself out of it, I hit send. The message was marked seen almost immediately. I froze. Seconds passed, then minutes, nothing. I started to panic. Did she block me? Did she think I was some kind of scammer? Then, the typing bubble appeared. It blinked, disappeared, reappeared. Finally, a message. "Is this some kind of joke?" I typed back instantly. "Number, I swear it's not. I can explain everything. I don't want to push anything on you. I just want to talk. Please." Another pause. "My parents told me my birth mom was young, that she loved me but couldn't keep me. They never said you were dead." My breath caught. They lied to me too. "I didn't give you up. I was told you died. I never got to hold you. They stole you from me, Ava." Another long pause, then she sent a photo. It was a grainy scan of a birth certificate, one I'd never seen before. Mother unknown, place of birth, Madison, Wisconsin. Date, March 19th. Ava messaged again. "I always wondered about you. I wrote letters to you when I was little, buried them in the backyard. I don't even know why. I was crying again, I couldn't stop. I don't expect anything from you, but I'd love to meet you, only if you want to." She sent a single word. "Okay." I drove to Madison that weekend. My hands gripped the steering wheel like it was a lifeline the entire time. My Aunt Lydia called me twice to check in, offered to come with me. I said no. This was something I had to do alone. We agreed to meet at a little coffee shop near her school. Neutral ground, public, safe. When I walked in, she was already there, sitting in the corner booth, sipping something iced, fingers fidgeting with her sleeve. She looked up. And Frankie, I swear, it was like looking in a mirror. Her eyes widened. Mine did too. I walked over slowly, sat down. We just stared at each other for a while. Finally, she said, "I always wondered if I looked like you." I laughed, watery and shaking. "You do. You look so much like me, it's scary." We talked for hours about everything and nothing. I told her about my life, about how I was tricked, about how I mourned her every day. She told me about her family. Her adoptive parents were kind, loving. She wasn't angry at them, but she had always felt incomplete. "When did you know," she asked, "that something wasn't right?" "I think always, but I didn't have proof until I saw your photo." She nodded slowly. "I feel like I've been waiting for this my whole life." We didn't hug, not then. It was too new, too raw. But before I left, she touched my hand and said, "Thank you for finding me." I nearly collapsed right there. But Frankie, here's the thing. That was just the beginning. Because when I got home, my parents were waiting on my doorstep. And they knew. They were standing there like they had every right to be. My father in his church suit, my mother with her hair pinned back like she was going to choir. Both of them staring at me like I was the one who'd sinned. "We need to talk," my father said. I didn't even make it to the porch before I said, "No, you need to listen." My mother's jaw tightened. "We did what was best." That phrase, that damn phrase, it set me off like a match to gasoline. Best for who? Because it sure as hell wasn't best for me or for Ava. "She has a good life," my father said. "She's loved, provided for, raised right." I laughed, bitter. hollow. And I'm supposed to be grateful? You stole my child, forged records, and buried the truth like it was a sin you couldn't scrub off the family name? My mom stepped forward. We were protecting you. You were a child. I was her mother, I snapped, and you took that from me. You let me grieve for a baby you knew was alive. You looked me in the eyes and told me she was dead. What kind of people do that? Neither of them had an answer. They tried to explain, to justify. It was the church, the shame, the small town. They're standing in the community. My future. You thought I was a stain on your reputation, I said. So you erased me, and her. You've found her now, my mother said, trying to soften. Isn't that enough? Enough, I whispered. Number. It'll never be enough. I missed 16 years. Her first steps, her first words, her first heartbreak. I missed everything. My father turned stern again. Don't you dare ruin her life by dragging her into this mess now. And that's when it hit me. They weren't sorry. Not really. They were scared. Scared that I'd expose them. That I'd take this dirty secret and set it on fire in front of the whole damn church. You don't get to tell me what to do anymore, I said. You don't get a say in anything. You'll tear this family apart, my mother warned. No, I said. You already did that. I turned, walked inside, locked the door behind me. They stood out there for a while knocking, calling my name. I didn't open it. I never would again. It's been 6 months now, Frankie. Ava and I talk every week, sometimes every day. We're not mother and daughter yet, not in the way you'd expect, but we're becoming something. Something real, something honest. She came to visit me last month. We went to the park, baked lemon bars together. She showed me the old letters she'd written as a child and buried in jars. I held one in my hand and sobbed. She put her arm around me and whispered, "It's okay. I'm here now. The healing won't be quick or clean, but it's happening, one scar at a time. And Frankie, if you ever wonder whether the truth is worth digging up, it is. Even when it breaks your heart, especially then. Want more stories like this? Subscribe for raw, real confessions from the backseat of Frankie's cab. One ride, one story, every time.